Monday Match Night, powered by Sunshine Snacks and ABC Electrical.
We are back in the cut.
Why if you talk about we're back?
Tease me, I beg an early creed.
I'm just saying though.
Just saying.
You, how are you, man? Two is better than too many, yes. Yeah. Link me chip right so me say, yo, that me want to do.
People ask if we turn friend again. You link me in a G and say, let's make bygones
be bygones. Deeper than that. Are you give me the first big song? We not going under.
You spend as much time in the limelight as you spend behind bars. What was the darkest time?
We are get to youth and we have ego and I start making and say, no, God have any night. I couldn't be alone.
Straight from the narrow now, make no ramping.
If you don't like Sizzler, you must love Shango.
Yo, that body. And if you even rate Jamie Foxx, you must rate Django.
One teach.
One mash.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
It's Monday, February 3, 2025. This is CVM News at noon, and I'm Ramon Gordon. Two men in St. Elizabeth have been arrested and charged with possession of ganja and dealing in ganja following an operation on Saturday. The accused are 39-year-old Romario Daly and Andy Ebanks. According to reports, officers from the Area 3 Narcotics team acted on intelligence and found the men under a blue tarpaulin packing what appeared to be ganja. The seized substance reportedly weighed 60 pounds. A court date is being finalized. And Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is urging Jamaicans to take part in the Know Your Numbers campaign, as non-communicable diseases remain a leading cause of death locally. He made the statement during CVM's Lead Story.
300 to 400 Jamaicans who lose a limb each year. 90+% of those are linked to diabetes and complications from diabetes. And diabetes is triggered by a number of things, blood sugar levels and other things, but that's a primary cause. And so the Know Your Numbers program is exactly what the intervention we need to warn people of the signs based on their numbers and, whether it's hypertension or otherwise, and try to take corrective action. So it's as much a part of the public education as it is a part of the intervention. Yeah, so programs like those are very important. The other things that we have done are the reforming of primary health care to provide what we describe as a life stage approach, which is to intervene at different stages of your life, the age cohort, where once you go to a health center, you're automatically tested or assessed in a more comprehensive way along the lines of knowing your numbers.
Still on health, a new partnership between local researchers and the oncology unit at the Maypen Hospital aims to deepen the understanding of cancer and its impacts. Director of the Cancer Research Unit at Northern Caribbean University, Dr. Casey Reed, says the collaboration is crucial for education and the development of improved cancer treatments. The initiative is expected to enhance research efforts and contribute to more effective care for patients battling the disease.
Cancer is a scourge on our society, and our aim is to contribute to that fight against cancer through education and research. So specifically at NCU, our aim is to establish large-scale cancer cell lines that can be used to screen plant extracts and other novel interventions to assess their bioactivity. So, as was said before, cancer is generally a lifestyle disease. And what we're trying to do is to integrate just education in terms of allowing persons to be aware of how lifestyle impacts cancer risk. It was mentioned a while ago that there is no safe alcohol consumption level, and we want to stress the fact that your lifestyle can actually influence your risk of cancer.
Party promoters are calling for intervention as garbage levels surge in the lead-up to the summer party season. Speaking at a recent Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation meeting, they acknowledged their role in waste management, but urged Mayor Andrew Swaby to step in. The mayor is pledging collaboration.
They did raise it, and I must be honest with you, they raised it from last year, where you have these watch parties, and they are not regulated. So we have to look at ways how we can mitigate against these incidents that happened last year. I would say to persons, just call the KSA-MC. We have some customer-friendly persons here who will guide you through this process. It is important you speak to us. It is important that you don't wait until the last minute. We will help you to make sure that your event is a success. The KSA-MC must be seen as a facilitator who has the interests of the city at heart and who has the interests of commerce, and that's what all we're trying to do.
Jamaica's tourism industry is expecting a boost in the near future as major hotel investors have plans for expansion. Senior strategist in the Ministry, Delana Seawright, says the partnership will reap great benefits for the sector.
Expanding investments in Jamaica's tourism sector, including the development of more luxury hotel rooms, new and better paying job opportunities, and broad opportunities for all Jamaicans, were front and center with discussions with the owners of Hyatt Corporation and Grupo Pinero. Grupo Pinero, of course, owns the Bahia Principe Hotel, and Hyatt is, of course, one of the largest hotel companies in the world. Already, both entities have about 3,000 hotel rooms under their wings in Jamaica, and that will increase significantly in the coming years. Bahia Principe has already signaled that within a year, they will start work on another resort in St. Ann with anywhere from 600 to 800 rooms. And Hyatt is engaged in a number of strategic discussions, including with Playa, which will enhance their footprint in Jamaica. So these two entities are going to be among the largest players as it relates to tourism in Jamaica.
He says this is a major investment, not only for the sector, but also for the country.
These two entities are going to be among the largest players as it relates to tourism in Jamaica, and they are committed to broadening opportunities and partnerships, but also ensuring that new and better jobs are created for Jamaicans, and also housing and other social development needs will be taken care of too as part of their growth strategies.
Jamaica's creative industry is rich with talent, but many fail to safeguard their intellectual property. Offering key insights on how they can set up a solid system to collect earnings from their work is Lydia Rose, General Manager of the Jamaica Association of Composers, Authors and Publishers, JACAP.
So you have the master rights. So that is when you actually produce the song, and you would own the master, as it would say, right? You have the performing rights. That is when you actually go on stage and perform, or even musicians when they perform on the song. Then you have the performance rights. That is when a user take your song and use it, and then you would have, the societies would collect on your behalf.
So you have the performing rights and the performance rights.
Correct, correct. And then you have the synchronization rights, and that is when your song is used with a video and put together to create something for offering. And the fact is, once you sign up with JCAP, it's a one-time fee of $2.5. You don't have to pay that again. And that's it. And we monitor and collect not only locally, but also international, as I said, through reciprocals.
A report on Canada's farm work program by an international human rights group has left the Labour Minister concerned. The information raised questions about the nature of the program and how employees are treated. But as Trisha Kelly tells us, the Minister is not pleased with the publication.
An alleged damning report on Canada's farm work program has reached the ears and eyes of Labour and Social Security Minister Pernell Charles Jr. The report, published by human rights group Amnesty International, claims that farm workers are being abused. But Minister Charles Jr. suggests the basis of the report is unbecoming.
You have almost 150,000 persons that are on these programs, and what I've found very concerning to me is that Amnesty International has focused on 44 individuals, not 400, not 4,000, 44 individuals who have been interviewed, and their opinion has formed the primary basis of the report that we are reading.
He says the group published statements that may jeopardize the integrity of the program. Statements including, "Many migrant workers have told us they came to Canada hoping to secure a better future, yet instead they felt they were treated like slaves. They deserve better." The minister suggests the report could have grave impact in a country where farm work is highly promoted.
Of that 44, 6 of those individuals are Jamaicans. Note, we have 9,000 Jamaicans who are in Canada, and 6 of them have been interviewed to form the sample that is used as the primary basis for the output of this Amnesty International report. I don't even know if the 6 persons are active, inactive, when last they've been on the program. They could be speaking about issues from 2022, from 2006. We don't know.
He, however, maintains that though all is not perfect now, the program has and continues to improve.
Jamaica has taken several steps to ensure that the program is enhanced and stronger. We have increased the number of liaison offices. We have increased the number of liaison officers. We have increased the number of visits that we have to farms. And all of this has led to positive output, an uptick in the requests for Jamaican workers, and a decline in the complaints from Jamaican workers and from the employers.
The Labour Minister contends that the ministry is open to constructive criticism, but it will not tolerate reports of this nature.
We can also say that we welcome any information, report, commentary, recommendations, criticisms that will help us to enhance our service, to protect the rights of the workers, to build stronger relations. But we should not readily accept and introduce into the narrative around our farm work program any unjustified, unbalanced assessment.
Trisha Kelly, CVM News.
And with that, we take a break. More when we return.
In association with Magnum Tonic Wine presents It's Gary's Birthday, Saturday, February 8th at Tranquility Gardens, Duns River Park. Music by Bass and Dizzy and Britain's legendary roots rocking reggae selector David Rodigan. Admission $50 US, VIP $100 US. Gates open 5 p.m. Sponsored by Magnum, Black Brothers Construction Limited, and Party City Mandeville, Manchester. Gary's birthday celebration, February 8th, Tranquility Gardens, Duns River. You can't miss this. Must be 18 years older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Black Stallion, formulated with natural herbs and regular usage, will improve strength, stamina, and performance. Black Stallion now has horny goat weed to give maximum satisfaction. Black Stallion now has strong back roots to strengthen your upper and lower back muscle. Know your Black Stallion.
For strength, stamina, and performance, Black Stallion, the bedroom tonic. The stallion in you.
It's the Battle of the Gardens. 2 former champions. Arnett and Tivoli Gardens renew rivalry once again. Once one of the most heated matchups in local top flight football, both teams battle for bragging rights under the lights. Monday Match Night has got you covered from build-up all the way through to the final whistle. Watch CVM TV Monday, February 3 to see Arnett versus Tivoli Gardens. Kickoff is 7:45.
Monday Match Night, powered by Sunshine Snacks and ABC Electrical.
Welcome back. It's time for our discussion segment. We live in a free market where new ways of doing business are constantly emerging as people look to capitalize on opportunities. One major shift has been the rise in the gig economy, a system where short-term flexible jobs replace traditional full-time labor, often through digital platforms. But what does this mean for our local context? To break this down, we're joined by Government Senator and Trade Unionist Kavon Gale and Development Economist Sandre Roden. Gentlemen, hello and thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Sure.
Thanks for having me.
Senator Gale? Senator Gale?
Yes, you hearing me?
Hearing you perfectly. Let's kick things off with you. From your perspective, please describe for our audience the current state of the gig economy in Jamaica as you see it.
So the gig economy is a new kind of industry that has emerged. We're talking about workers who work for different multinational platforms. We're talking about the digital people in the digital industry. We're talking about rideshare, different kinds of employees who provide a kind of service or delivery of goods. And this has been emerging here in Jamaica since COVID-19, which offers a different type of business. This is the type of employees that work for these multinationals, work for local entities in terms of providing this kind of service. So we have formed part of the global industry in terms of the gig economy.
Nice. Mr. Roden, now, how significant would you say is the emergence of this sector overall, and what do you foresee its impacts in Jamaica? And based on global trends, how do you see it evolving here?
I think it's absolutely significant, noting not our unemployment rate, because our unemployment rate is low, rightfully so, in a good place, but we have that space there with underemployment, especially among youth, and some unemployment among youth as well, which leads to this shift and the importance of this shift, because as Senator Gay would have put it, the online platforms are allowing this space for continuous earnings. As a matter of fact, I'd push it even further to say, let's not forget TikTok. I know a lot of people. I remember speaking to a young lady like 2 weeks ago that told me squarely that in 1 day of work, she made X, Senator Gale, and in 1 hour of TikTok, by going on the live and getting the things that the people put up on there while they're live, she made the same amount of money. So there is that disincentive in some instances to work in the normal system, and then you have the seasonal workers and all those other type of workers, online workers, digital marketing, and all the online services. Now, this is good for persons who need to have that type of income on one side, but then there is the other side in some instances where we have challenges as it relates to job security and benefits, and then some of the payment and financial barriers that come along with that.
Sandra, that's a perfect segue, because Senator Gale, what are some of the main challenges that gig workers in Jamaica are likely to foresee or face rather, and what protections do you think legislatively should we implement to safeguard their rights and well-being? Because I remember you're debating the Elderly Care Act now in the Senate, and I think it's a very low percentage of persons who are even enrolled in an insurance scheme. So with the gig economy being so informal, sir, the challenges you foresee?
So the first question is the level of informality that this kind of industry, this kind of economy is, where there's a very gray area. Some of these workers are cited as self-employed. Some are cited, on the other hand, as dependent workers. Dependent where the employer to which they work controls their time, their hours, and kind of set the pace and the rules in which they operate. They have challenges in terms of getting fair wages, work time regulations. They can't, because it's a platform. The question of being able to disconnect at a particular point in time is a major problem. Job security, and if they are terminated or separated or not being paid the fair wages that may have been agreed on because of the contractual arrangement, what recourse they have? Do they have the recourse for disputes to be treated with both at the Ministry of Labor and the Industrial Disputes Tribunal? Are they getting the wages that was agreed on? And you know, a lot of these workers don't have the opportunity for either paid vacation leave, sick leave entitlement that is being prescribed by law, the question of health insurance, social security benefit,